Yo, we are live in the building. You are watching Quest Convo, where we talk the culture because we are the culture. I am Drew SoulQuest.
And I'm Dev Devious.
Yo, how you feeling, man?
Same as always, man. Just in grind mode, ready to, get into it one more time.
Yeah. It's been a crazy ass day, bro. Crazy day. A
Yeah, that's
crazy
every
ass
day.
historic day.
Yeah, it's
Man,
everything is on fire right now with that. But it,
yeah,
just ignorance all around.
yeah, yeah, all the way around, man. Yeah, y'all. So today on Quest Convo, we are going to talk about the mixtape, the glorious mixtape that we all miss and love so much, man. What the hell happened to the mixtape? It was the fucking staple of hip hop. Like,
It got commercialized like the rest of rap.
yeah, yeah, pretty
That's
much.
that's the if we can just end the episode right there. The end. Yeah. Like
Right,
it got commercialized like the rest of the shit. Wouldn't it's over. The end.
right, pretty much. To make a long story short, yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, it was like it was definitely a staple in hip hop. You know, you look from pretty much from like 95 up until like '07. It was like it was what it do.
Longer than that. I would say
Yeah,
stop. I would say up until like even 13. I'll say
yeah.
it to like 13.
It kind of
So
yeah,
what you
13.
so 95 to 13, I would say, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's about right. It was I would say yeah, like 13, that's when you definitely kind of seen just a huge drop in it. You know what I mean? Um and it was just pretty much see, I'm such a hip hop head. I'm always gonna be on the side of hip hop. But where the issue was, cause okay, so hip hop, you know, as we know, the early stages, it was all about the sample. You know, they was having issues with it back when. Sampling has always been a part of hip hop, you know, and we know the early years they was sampling that shit. They weren't you know, paying for no samples and all that shit. They was just sampling whatever the hell they found to sample.
Right.
And it was the same with the mixtape. Like I say, the mixtapes that we know, uh, you know, they technically taking other motherfuckers' beats and it's copyright issues and all that stuff. So, you know, it was just one of them things. And then it was really like a threat to the industry. You know what I'm saying? That's what really it was a threat to the industry. The mixtape was a priority. Cats wasn't even yeah, they messing with the album, but the mixtape, like
Now
that's
let
what
me
it was
ask you
about.
this. Let me ask you this.
Hmm.
Now to piggyback what you said as far as copyright issues and clearing issues for a mixtape.
Hmm.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm thinking, does any of that, none of that actually takes effect until the mixtape or whatever, media in question is actually starting to make profit or trying to make profit? Is that when it kicks in? Because if you're doing it for free or you're not doing it for like, financial gain, it's like some type of fair use slash, artistic type of freedom element to it. Or, do you know anything about that? Because I've always heard this, but I've never like, been able to really confirm.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. So that's when it wasn't as threatening to the industry. I mean, it was threatening to the industry because it was just taken away from the notoriety and the big up with the album. But yes, like as long as you was using somebody else's beat and you wasn't trying to monetize it. You just basically using it to showcase yourself as an artist, just to show that you up to industry standards. You can spit on industry beats that the greats spit on. It was just basically to highlight yourself as an artist. And um, they was pretty much creating the mixtapes, and just they would maybe perform some of the songs, or a lot of times they would just give the mixtapes out just to promote themselves, but they weren't selling it. So when they kind of got in that gray area and started selling them, and you got the Dat Piffs and the live mixtapes, and just other platforms that was really selling them, and artists was kind of trying to monetize it, that's when the red flags was put up and shit was put on alert, and they like, we've been letting y'all do this shit, and now you trying to how you gonna make money off somebody else's beat that ain't yours? It's a lot, man. But let me back it up a little bit. So pretty much the history of the mixtape. So it's been around forever. Now, in the early years, it was pretty much the mixtape consisted of like cats from around the way just recording songs, and they literally putting it on a tape, on a cassette. That's what pretty much what the DJs were doing, putting it on a cassette, and they was definitely selling around the hood, giving it out, promoting themselves as a DJ, promoting themselves as an artist. That was the beginning stages, way, way back. Then it kind of went from that, because you had people like Brucey B, Ron G. Those are legendary DJs. You had people like them. They kind of started doing. You remember when DJs used to do the whole blend joint, where they would have
Mm-hmm.
the project, and a lot of them was doing it with R&B, and they was doing it with rap, but they might blend in, take the vocals and put it on the R&B beat, and then have it blend into a whole nother song, and then switch up or whatever. Even DJ Screw down south, he was doing that, so
Right.
they kind of took it to that level, and it kind of evolved even from there. And then it evolved to, like I said, what we know as mixtapes, where you just putting together a body of work. The majority of the body of work is going to be uh, industry tracks, because it was a whole bunch of mixtapes. They was definitely combining them in. Some was full bodies of work. I mean, some, they were all full bodies of work, but some had industry tracks, and then some had original tracks. But they were still, kind of blending it in, uh, just to showcase their talent, like I said. Um, but let me pull up my let's see. Yeah, talked about them. Uh so pretty much I got a quote, man, from DJ Drama. So he kept it real. He said the labels wouldn't know what was coming next if it wasn't for the mixtape. It's the vein of the culture. Everything in hip hop from 95 to 2007 came from the mixtapes. That's a quote from DJ Drama, and that's some real shit. 100%. It really set the tone. I mean, artists, they they built themselves. I mean, without even, just off the top of my head, you look at Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, Nipsey, people
Gang.
like that. They built the foundation of their whole career is built on mixtapes. Wayne was on such a run, it was crazy. Like, that dude,
Gucci built his whole initial career off of
another one.
mixtapes. Yeah,
Yes.
what just what he was able to do, and how he was able to, have like my whole generation, in eighth grade, ninth grade, 10th grade, just having all of us, you know, and I know if it had us, in Ohio going crazy off of something like that, and I know he had everybody, he had pull and reach everywhere. And I'm like, and this is just off mixtapes, no national airwaves, no radio station or no record labels telling you, hey, listen to this person. This person is who y'all need to be listening to. Like just straight organic, almost word of mouth type deal, you know,
Exactly.
just off of the mixtape. And that just go to show just how powerful of a tool it was. It essentially was the new niggas demo.
Yeah.
It wasn't a demo tape. It was your mixtape now.
Yeah. 100%. And why the industry was also threatened by it, which I just never knew why. I don't know, like to a certain extent, why they didn't conform to certain things because the mixtape was so popular because it had no boundaries. It allowed the artists to be 100% them, all the creative freedom, didn't have to worry about the subject matter, didn't have to stick to no kind of format and program. I'm just getting in here, barring out over my favorite beats. And that's what hip hop is. It's raw. And they love the rawness of it. You know how many times I've personally said it, a whole bunch of other people have said where they be in love with the mixtapes and then the album come and you like, it was all right. But the mixtape was raw because you ain't got no at that time you ain't got no industry record exec people, you ain't got no A&R people that's telling you, oh, it got to be structured like this and you got to have a song about this and make sure you got a song about the club with the club song, make sure you got one about the girls, all this structure instead of just letting the artist be an artist and just create freely and whatever sticks. Like, that's been a frustrating thing in the industry where you got people that are not from the culture. Some are, and they've done great things, but you got some people that are not of the culture trying to tell you how to make some dope shit. It's like if you don't get out of here and let me do my thing, because
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
a
1,000%.
communications degree, you trying to tell me how to make some dope rap shit. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I just think that boiled down to everybody just think that everything is just this simple math equation like process where you do this, you do that, you solve for X here, XYZ, and then boom, you got a hit or something like that. You
Right.
know, it's just unfortunate because you kind of see it as it's happening and you kind of really don't know what's happening, but then you kind of see like, oh, you see where it's going. Cause that's pretty much what I saw. Cause I started seeing the mixtape kind of like evolved over time from what I noticed. So when I first started listening to them, like you said about 04, 05, when everybody was kind of doing their thing, Game was real big back then on the mixtape, like you said, 50.
Yes.
Um, yeah, it was a lot of cats, doing a lot of things. Um, but it kind of transformed from kind of being that random assortment of like just dudes putting out, mixtapes, especially more the mainstream kind of guys. The gray area dudes like Jadakiss, he kept on doing his thing. Definitely.
Hmm.
Fabulous kept doing his thing. Those kind of gray, kind of mid tier kind of guys, but you kind of saw the top tier guys kind of shy away from it. And then over time, I saw that for up and coming rappers now, instead of rapping over different beats or anything like that, it was almost like the mixtapes kind of turned into an independent niggas, lane for putting albums out
Mm. It did.
because it was like it stopped being, you stopped seeing, like you said, the sampling. You start to see more self produced kind of guys or more underground produced guys coming out. Wiz in later times. You had Crit, you had Mac Miller.
Hmm.
Currency was another one. He kind of went through different eras, but you kind of started seeing those guys kind of start to come into power because of what they was able to do, originally from, their own type of beats or their own in-house producers, to really show the artistic side of, yeah, I'm worthy to get on into the game. I got something to say. I got something that I can offer, and I ain't gotta be on the hottest beats out. or I don't have to, you know, take somebody's flow and kind of try to put my own spin on it. I can just be me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I miss it though, man. It's a great time in hip hop. It was just a great time. Just the freedom of exposure. I'm talking about artists would just try to, they come in with their best bars for the mixtape, man. I mean, I can't count so many albums I was disappointed about and couldn't understand until I understood the industry better. I'm like, the mixtapes was crazy. Why is the album so mediocre? Like, what is going on? Like, you got bars. I know you do. I've heard them. I've rocked out to them. Like,
Especially, yeah, especially if they didn't did it in the same time period or
right.
same recording sessions. Like this came from the same. So why it was almost like why ain't the mixtape the album? I used to think that a lot. I was
Yeah.
like, why? What was wrong with the mixtape just being the album if that's the case?
Yeah. It's like, get these samples cleared and just put this shit out. It's gonna sell. It's gonna be profitable for you. Just one off the top, like with Wiz. Wiz, huge mixtape artist. You can't tell me the excellence that he put on Cushion Orange Juice versus Rolling Papers. Come on, man. Cushion Orange Juice is a classic. Mixtape or no, it's a damn classic.
Yeah,
And it's just
that
not as
yeah.
good as his other shit. It's just
No, y- listen. That was I wholeheartedly agree with that. That was a whole. I remember that was where my first big disconnect with like an artist came into play. Like just for the first time in my life, just I'm talking about complete disconnect because I have spent the whole previous summer to that, just bumping Cushion OJ, you know, religiously almost. I
right.
mean, just going, me, everybody I knew in school was just bumping it.
Yes.
Everybody.
That
It
was
was
very
just it
true.
was it was just that it was that project. And it was a mixtape though. But that's the
Right.
point. It was cracking. And for this nigga to put out, I was looking forward to Rolling Papers. Don't get it twisted. Cause I'm like, oh yeah, nigga, come out, yeah, rubbing my hands all the yeah, come on, nigga, yeah,
Right.
yeah, Rolling Papers. And he put this shit out, and
Mhm.
what is this? It was a couple songs on there. I don't want to get it twisted, like it wasn't a couple songs on there,
Yeah,
but
yeah. It wasn't trash. I mean,
but
Wiz
what?
don't make
No, no,
trash.
no, 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 no. Wiz ain't trash, but that shit was trash. No, it's trash.
Oh.
It would no Rolling Papers. Wiz, if you looking at this, hey, I'm gonna tell you the truth. That's why you. That's why you can fuck with us. That shit was trash.
Oh.
It had a couple. It had a couple projects on. I mean, a couple songs on there that
Mhm.
was decent that I love to this day that I bump off there. But the project as a whole, I'm just like, just the drastic, just pulled the rug from niggas and just I didn't appreciate that. I'm like, what the hell is? I mean, just like the singles, I'm like, this is some white people buy my album. You can listen to me too type shit, and just the overall tone sonically, I didn't like it. I was just like, what it did hit because I saw the direction. I'm like, so he finna pull a pit bull flow rider on niggas. That's what he gonna do. That
Right.
and, and the thought of that pissed me off. Now he eventually tightened up and got it together, but
Mhm.
my point still stand that I'm just like, and looking back on it now, I kind of to see where he at now. I'm like, well, he probably had to do that to get them off his back, like show him like, look, I can do this little bullshit and make you some money.
Right.
And but it was probably used that as a stepping stone to be where he had the nigga worth what 50, 60 million now. I think yeah. So I mean it looked like he made the decision. Fuck what I'm talking about. But
Yeah. Yeah. But
but still.
just from an artistic standpoint though, I just never like understood, like I said, why labels do that. Now, you in as an artist, I get it. If you got a record deal, you're in that position because at this point, that's what cats don't realize. Yes, a record label can give you more exposure and better distribution, but all these the money that they give you and these advances and all that stuff, it's a loan. So when they give you this money, you're definitely obligated to them. When it's time for album time and they're sitting in the room, oh yeah, we want to expand your brand and we want to do this and we want to elevate your sound and all that stuff. That's some old, yeah, we want to make it appeal to white folks. So you're going to have to do this kind of song, have this kind of beat to it, blah blah blah. And that's not what got them to
There.
that point. You want to sign them because they hot, because you see they got a fan base, because they've been doing this kind of music, this kind of sound. Like now you want to try to switch it and do all these other things, and sometime it works, and yeah, it can take you to another level and all that stuff, but sometimes it don't work because your your fan base gets turned off. And yeah, as you're trying to elevate your brand and get these new fans, your core fan base, which was the ones that got you there, which is the ones in numbers, they fall off with you. And then you just, sometime it work and sometime it don't. It is what it is though. They about their money, and I get it. It's business. uh Yeah, but DJ Drama, can't talk about mixtapes without talking about DJ Drama. No mixtape series ever was as popular as Gangster Grills. Everybody, no matter the coast you was on, no matter what you rap about or whatever, everybody wanted a Gangster Grill. Like it was a thing. You felt like you was
You
the
achieve
shit
something.
on a higher level if you had a Gangster Grill. I'm talking about everybody. So we cannot mention mixtapes without mentioning DJ Drama.
That launched some careers just off
Yes,
that alone.
yes, definitely. It's messed up how things went down for him. Uh, they shut my boy down. They
Yeah,
was like,
yeah. Tell me about that. I
so
don't know too much
pretty
about that.
much, because so with Drama, he was kind of like 1 foot in and 1 foot out. And when I say that, he was like 1 foot in the industry and then 1 foot in the streets musically. Obviously, Gangsta Grills, the name speaks for itself. Obviously, the core of Gangsta Grills, especially in the beginning stages, was street music, gangster shit. That's what he was catering to. That's the kind of stuff he was doing. Now, later on, as everybody wanted one, it evolved. And, like, for example, I love Little Brother. Little Brother are not street rappers. They dope. And I love Little Brother. They had a Gangster Grills.
Right. Yeah.
Um, but so basically what it was, like I said, he's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So you in the industry, they're obviously they're going to get wind that you're doing these huge series of mixtapes that is not uh what's the word, it's not confirmed, that's not the word I'm looking for, but basically
Official.
you're doing mixtapes and you're using beats that are have copyrights and they're not your beats and you're not getting them cleared, and you're doing these huge mixtape series and all the artists want it and all the artists have it. You're in the industry with us, you have gold and platinum plaques. Like, what are you doing? Drama's doing it for the streets, for street artists to put them on. And he eventually ended up making Gangsta Grills the album. That was the one that was, through the label, and that was official. Everything was cleared and all that stuff. So they arrested him. I can't remember what I
Damn.
guess the charge was pretty much you like on pirating charges. That was the. I know I'm probably not saying it correctly, but that's the gist of it. You selling copywritten music or whatever. And I know when he talks about it, it's kind of messed up because so besides the FBI being involved in that, the RIAA, which when I'm
Yeah,
talking about it, yeah, look that up because I know what it is, but I don't know what
it's
it's.
the Recording Industry Association of America.
Yeah, I think it. Yep, yep. So they were basically in on putting together the case and the charges against him. He's like, I have plaques in my office from the RIAA, and y'all are the same ones that helped put me in jail and get me arrested and all that stuff because of my gangster grill thing I got going on. So that was like an eye opener for him. Obviously, it worked out for him. He got out. I mean, it's drama. He's still been doing this thing through the years. Still is, the legend that he is, still very influential, all that. But that's basically how it went down. Like, you're not gonna make money on our watch doing this side hustle. It's either you all in industry or you ain't.
Yeah,
It was
pretty
a
much.
straight, yeah,
Pretty
hate
much,
move.
yeah. Facts.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean that just go to show that they just,
Uh,
they want everything. They want it all.
mhm.
They just, they can't be happy with, a piece of it or some of it or a little bit. You know, they can't just consult shit. They can't ever just consult, just put their input. No, they got to run the whole shit, everything.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's let's see. So a few more like so Chance is
Oh Lord,
a good example of that. Chance the rapper
was he
represents
even
Shot
real?
Town.
Was he
Huh?
real? Was he even real? At this point, like real shit though. Like at this point, like don't it just seem like that shit was like a dream or something? Like, was he even real?
Yeah, it's just
What happened? Like I thought he was supposed to be like the next big thing type shit.
man, I mean he
Had the
definitely
cosign
had
and everything. He had
yeah.
everything. What happened?
So he had a moment. He definitely had a moment where Chance was that guy. So acid rap. I still bump that to this day. Acid rap is kind of like a mixtape classic as well. I got to give it to him on that. He was just not the same after acid rap. Like, I hate to say that, uh, but it's kind of true. When it comes to artists, when they are on drugs, that's when they make the best music. When these artists get clean, it's just not the same. And I hate to say that, but it's true. And that was one of the things with him on acid rap, self-explanatory. He talking about doing acid and seeing this and seeing that. And just his flow, it was way more open, way more free, way more creative. Then, you come off of that and you go into the album. I think the next album or the first album was Coloring Book. And
Which was
he
huge.
yeah, he had a few joints on there, but then I hate to say that too, he got too happy. He got too happy. It was a combination. He was mixing like happy with religious with super commercial cadence and super commercial beats. It was like a combination of all those things. And like I've said many times before, I'm all about balance. And I still say if you are living in hip hop, if you call yourself a hip hop artist, you can talk about God, you can talk about the streets, you can talk about the hoes, you can talk about bettering your life as a black man. But whatever it is, bruh, it still gotta be dope. The flows gotta be dope, the beat gotta be dope, all that. Like I don't understand why artists like they'll do a song about some street shit or a girl, drugs or whatever. Beat is hard, flow is hard. Then they do a positive song and they will pick the most genericest, basic, regular ass beat that has no kind of umph to it, no kind of
Anything.
value to it or whatever. And it's almost like, well, yeah, because I'm talking about something positive, so I have to do it over this bullshit ass beat. And it's like nobody ever steps in and think like, if anything, the simple fact that I am kicking this positive message that a lot of people may not even take in anyway, or they may not reach anyway. They gonna be not as open to hear it because that's what hip hop is. The beat should be hard as hell to make sure that the message I'm trying, this positive message I'm trying to give is heard. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And that's kind of like what he fell into. He went from that, uh he was doing, oh my god, I can't remember the name of it. Group from Chicago. They was kind of like on some jazz shit. He was doing stuff with them. Some of that was cool. And then he got married and all that stuff. And that's when everybody just got off him. Like, dude, you made a whole album about being married and how in love you are. And you can't you gotta mix it up. You can talk about that and that's fine because that is part of life. That's part of getting older. But you just can't make a whole album about that. And it was just real cheesy. You know what I mean? Like, dude, mix it up. Like, who are you? Once again, when you make art, when you are artists and you're making music, your core fan base is what got you there. Yes, I understand you want to elevate, you want to expand, you want to get new fans, you want to get all the money, all the exposure. I get that and I understand that, but you just can't go completely out of your what your fan base is used to and do something completely different and don't mix in none of the stuff that you're known for or none of the stuff that your core fans really love. You just on some completely different shit. And it he ain't been the same since.
It seemed like with that, with Chance anyway, it seemed like he was playing a losing game because I don't know. It seemed like he had this positive brand and this positive image and everything like that. And it's like you kind of got to be careful with stuff like that because when you do something like that, you got to be perfect. You can't slip up. You can't really mess up. You can't really have no missteps or anything like that. And especially niggas in hip hop and something like that. We can't wait to point a nigga out on something like that, especially after we portray ourselves a certain way and then we do anything outside of what we portray. So, it that wasn't something that could last anyway. I don't think.
Yeah, man. It's just that's why a lot of cats do that. Cats that aren't even from the street or really about that life, they feel like that's how they got to present themselves because that's what's dope. That's what I'm gonna be looked at a certain kind of way because historically, the positive rap guys, not all of them, but the positive rap guys, they have this corny ass, whack ass approach that has put a bad name in the mouth and the minds of a lot of these upcoming guys. They like, no, I ain't gonna do that because that didn't work out too good for him and him and him. And it's because you feel I just once again I don't understand. I'm doing positive music, so I gotta have a corny ass delivery. I gotta have a corny ass beats. All the beats gotta sound like some happy gospel. No, it does not, bro. You still you're trying to be positive and you're trying to be happy because you're trying to reach your people in the streets. You're trying to reach the hip hop community. Give me some hip hop. I'm gonna listen to it if it's dope, even if it got a positive message. I just don't, get that.
Don't play with me.
I'll go ahead.
No, I was just saying, just don't play with me. That's all.
Yeah, I just don't
No,
get it. Like, look at Ye. Ye then dropped a whole gospel album straight talking about God, straight talking about uplifting and blackness and all that. And you love it or hate it in the music industry and all that stuff. Yeah, they like that's album of the year. It's this, is that. Donda is everything. Uh, that's a perfect example. He didn't go corny just because he changed up his message on this album and talking about God and talking about his mama and talking about love and talking about just uplifting black people and unity and all that stuff. He didn't switch up his beats to corny mode. The beats was still hard yay beats, which opened up people's minds. We're gonna keep our minds open because we still see that you got the same presentation, just a different message. Cats need to just understand that. That's just bottom line. But yeah, Chance, I don't know. I don't know. His in Chicago. His old man was like a politician in Chicago, a big politician in Chicago. So I don't know if because of that he felt he had to change up his image or be super clean. I don't know, but it's not working for him. So if he's trying to be uh an artist, yeah, bro, you gonna have to come with something
but
because it's yeah.
I just wonder though. When did it get to the point where also what I also noticed is it's like the EP is kind of like the new mixtape almost in a way too.
Yeah, yeah. That's it
And that's
kind
from
of
like the last couple years.
yeah, that's a good point. It kind of transferred into that. Kind of like even when 2013 when you saw the decline of the mixtape, then Cats was kind of like doing it on the smaller level, doing the EP. Okay, we ain't gonna do the whole mixtape. We give you 5 songs, just something to rock to, something to get my name out there. Yeah, that was definitely and it's still going on today as far as the mixtape go. A lot of cats are doing EPs, definitely, because it's and I think too the EP works because we know each year the attention span gets shorter and shorter. It could be dope as hell. I'm not gonna sit down. I will, but your average consumer's not gonna sit down and listen to 15 songs, 13 songs, and all that. But you give them 3 to 5. Okay, yeah, I can mess with that.
I still remember. I remember thinking. I remember looking back on albums and seeing it was 12, 13 songs. I'm like, damn, that's short.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like, damn, that's
yeah.
it.
Especially,
And now that shit's too long. That's what the
yeah.
hell.
Oh, yeah. The average project now is like 10 songs. That's pretty much the average.
Yeah,
Especially with me, I'm coming from the No Limit era. When niggas was doing 30 songs on
yeah,
the
21, 25. Yeah,
album. Right.
we're just tossing them
So
out.
it would
Yeah.
be 2 projects in one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh, and then I'm gonna go over some of the ones I had. These are some of the more standout mixtapes through the mixtape era. Some of the ones that kind of uh stood out. Let me see. Yep, that's the first one I got on here. See, Acid Rap, Chance the Rapper. And see that's what I'm saying. He came in. He dropped that in 2013. That's when like I said, right when it was declining. If he could have kept that momentum after Acid Rap, I'm telling you, that was the one. Uh, I got you remember the Ashes to Ashes, the Rick Ross one? That was one of the
Yeah,
Rick Ross. Okay,
yeah.
that was
That
a
came out in
dope one.
2010. Yep.
Let me see. Uh, I did like Nicki's mixtape that "Beam Me Up, Scotty." That was in 2009. You know, they actually re-released that on the for the streaming services. That's
Yeah,
when Nicki
she
was kind of still kind of raw before the Barbie shit, and yeah,
it was a I like that one, but it was one before that where it was her and Wayne on it. But that was kind of like her very first, you know, outing outside of being on features or whatever. That was her very first like individual project. I really like that. I thought that was hot
okay.
back in the day. Yeah, I gotta look that up actually because I forget the name of that. I can't even call the name of it.
And then another one of my favorites to this day, it's I don't know if I can say it's my favorite future project, but that was 2013, 14. That's when I don't know if you ever seen the footage. That's when I lived in Atlanta, and the footage we actually went to the future listening party for that the Monster mixtape. Did you ever see that
Maybe.
footage?
No, 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 no.
Okay, I'll show it to you. But yeah, he had a listening party uh for the Monster um release Monster mixtape. And he had it like on Halloween. It was like a whole, it's called Monster, so it's like a whole Halloween theme or whatever. And
Right.
that's when we had first moved there. It's this big promoter down there. Shouts out to Molly Hunter. She is a true creative, a G. She's a super person, super spirit, just a beautiful person just all around, man. What she's done with music, what she's done with Tree Sound Studios. Um, girl got crazy chef game. She keeps evolving, but she's one of the people that I plugged with when I first got down there. And she gave me an invite. She was like, "Okay, I see you starting off your little media thing, blah blah blah." So we was in that thing, man, with Future, whole bunch of other familiar faces, rapper. It was a great vibe. It was like the whole listening party was a Halloween theme. Everybody got on costume, even the media people there. With our media shit and cameras, you had to wear costumes. Everybody had on costumes, smoke everywhere. But that Monster mixtape, if you ever get a chance, if you haven't heard it, man,
Come
that
on
shit
now.
is. Have
Come
you
on
familiar
now.
with it?
Come on now. What?
Okay, I'm just making
Like
sure.
what? No, no, nigga. You know me. Come on now. You know that was when I was. That was in my prime. When I was just out here before I got more serious, and that was a little kind of a reckless time in my life when I was just yeah, of course I was in tune with the
Man,
future.
I mean,
I everything everything he did. There was a point, yeah, in time, yeah, that whole from Dirty Sprite to like God, when the hell did it stop? I'll say probably like the album, yeah, Future and Hendrix when Mask Off came off. I think he couldn't miss at all. And I'll go a step further. I actually Monster was cool, but the Beast Mode, the one right after that, was everything.
yeah, Beast Mode was dope too. It
Beast
has
Mode, Beast Mode might is like that might be a top three Future project for me.
yeah, yeah,
Beast Mode was too hard. Like it got me through some pretty nice difficult times. That was a good one. He spoke to me on that one.
yeah, yeah. Beast Mode was dope as hell. That was in 2015. I remember
15.
Beast
Yeah.
Mode. Yeah. Another one, and I just liked it. I like the concept of the mixtape more than anything. 2014, that's Saha the Prince. He dropped that Black History Project,
Hmm.
and just the whole mixtape, he barring it up, beats is raw, but the whole theme of it was very militant and just what he said, Black history. I mean, he just talking about all our ancestors, all our great black soldiers, just the way he put it together. It was, he clever as hell anyway. So
Right. Yeah. I know
uh let
now
me
that you said
see.
14, now that we on the subject of that year, I know specifically Mac Miller, rest in peace to him. His his mixtape Faces came out.
Mm,
And
mm,
yeah,
mm.
to this day, that's probably, I think that might be my favorite Mac Miller project, album or otherwise that he ever did. That was just such a great body of work. And he just kind of dropped it out of nowhere. I remember he dropped it on Mother's Day that year.
Mm.
And yeah, he dropped it on Mother's Day. And I didn't expect that shit. That was just when I would just randomly check that piff to
Okay.
see if anything came out. And it was just there. I was like, what the hell? And I just
Yeah, he
listened to it
dropped
and
it on
that shit
Mother's
was,
Day. I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, he dropped it on Mother's Day,
Okay.
2014, and that shit was great. I was like, damn, just Mac
Yeah,
just come out of nowhere with it. That's why,
that that Faces, that is, man, that shit is special. Like man, R.I.P. Mac Miller, man. I wish he was. Man, I wish he was still here. He would be on a whole another level now. Like I love his versatility. Like I feel like he just gets in the studio and he just be free with it, bro. He just creatively he be just totally free. Dude was like doing stuff with the Roots and just, man, Mac would be, yeah. R.I.P.
right.
Mac Miller, man.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Um, Now I want to ask you this too,
Hmm.
because this is something that I've started noticing. I'll say in the past 6 months, because I got right now I have Tidal and I got Apple Music,
Okay.
and then what I notice is like artists, I don't know, and I don't know who's doing it. I don't know if it's the artist or if I don't know if it's like, the people behind the artists or the labels or whatever. But it's like now I'm starting to see when I didn't see before, like mixtapes getting put on the streaming services. Like I'm seeing, not every mixtape for every, guy is on every service. But what I'm saying is like Faces, for instance. Now that I'm saying that just randomly just popped up in Mac Miller's like discography and it was not there before,
Hmm.
and I'm just like, or if I go to like Gucci, like some stuff was there, but then like it just exploded and just had all this. It's like that piff just on Apple Music though. I'm like,
Yeah.
where all this shit come from? What is this? You know, and I guess they still got a ways to go because there's still some guys with some mixtapes. I'll probably be waiting forever because they just not gonna put it on there. But I don't know what that's about or where that came from or who made that decision or unless yeah.
Um, I've definitely have seen that. I think they've been doing that because, once again, going back to just the point we were saying before, how impactful and how formative these mixtapes was for these artists. These people, the true fans of that particular artist, they love the mixtapes because a lot of the times that was their best work. So
Yeah,
it be
yeah,
in such
1,000%.
demand. They put it on the streaming services, but I don't understand, like, how do they do that? Because, okay, technically I don't know how that works with the monetization parts when it comes to the actual streaming service. Because, yeah, you paying a subscription each month to have access to these things, but I don't know how that works when because obviously the mixtape, if it doesn't have some, I mean, it has beats on there that aren't clear. You know what I mean? So how I don't understand the whole politic behind that. I just know they do it because once again, the demand. These are usually like the standout projects, and just the demand for them be so big, they'd be like, "Fuck it, yeah, I'm gonna go on and put it on
Well,
here."
what about in an instance what because I would think, okay, so something like Cushion OJ, for instance, well, he was on Rostrum, so I don't know. Shit, I don't know how that would work then. Because I'm thinking like if you make this mixtape, that's yours, right? I guess. Cause you didn't but like I
Oh,
said, he was on, but I said he was on Rostrum, which is an independent label.
right,
And I'm like, okay, so does Rostrum own the mixtape? Or do you own the mixtape?
right. That's what I'm saying. It's a real
Like
gray
whose work
area.
is it?
If I had to get, I would say probably the label.
Even if I produced and it what?
I mean, it
That
just
don't even make
depends, like,
sense.
because we don't be knowing how these deals, you know, whether you independent or major. It just really depends on how you structure your deal. Some people are smart up front. They structure their deal where they talking about rights and talking about you know, having the rights to the masters and all that stuff. And then some are just creating the music and about the money at that time. They're not thinking about the future. They're not thinking about, okay, this shit blow up and what it's going to be worth and the value of it 15 years from now. So it just really depends on how his, you know, how he structured the deal with them. But Cushion OJ, that's definitely one of his classics. People love that shit.
Oh yeah. I just thought that was weird that I just started seeing mixtapes pop up, because I
Hmm.
used to have to, I used to have to switch back and forth between the mixtape app if I wanted, if I'm listening to a particular artist, and then I remember like, I want to hear that one song, but I'm like, okay, that ain't on nothing major.
Right.
That's on nothing on that I can listen to mainstream wise, Apple Music, Title, whatever. So I would have to go to a Dat Piff app or Live Mix or YouTube or something and just type it in because you didn't have access to it. Now all of a sudden it's like they read my mind and just start putting stuff on the apps. So I just thought that was interesting. I wonder who spurred that on, or did they just see like this is just revenue, possible streaming revenue that's just sitting here not being utilized.
Yeah. It's just like I said, they see the demand for it. Cause if it's not no demand, they don't have any reason to, you know, put it out there. And it'd be funny now. Every once in a while, I still like I still got live mixtapes and that piff on my phone. And every once in a while I still go back to it because I still got shit like saved in my library and all that stuff
Yeah,
from years ago. But it's funny seeing it now. Like that piff and live mixtapes now, that shit is just pretty much like title and like it be the same albums and shit on there. Like
yeah,
just to see it with no mixtapes, just all albums and shit on it. It's
yeah.
just
It's like, especially that piff. It just put stuff up and it's like, oh well, you can stream it. I'm like, nigga, I can do that. I don't gotta go to datpiff.com if I want to listen to the newest albums, nigga. I can just go on my phone and
yeah,
just go to, what are we doing with that? So
yeah.
I
I
don't
would
know.
love to see them. Well, I guess that's pretty much what SoundCloud does. I was about to say I would love to see them just like restructure everything and just make it all about to still have that mixtape kind of feel, make it all about independent artists. I'm talking about like artists that's, you know, your favorite artist in your city that's not on. Just have them kind of niggas on there. But that's pretty much what SoundCloud do. So
Right.
yeah. How did you ever were you ever into French Montana? You know, his Coke Wave and when he was doing stuff with Max B when he was out and all that stuff. Was you ever into that?
I got a French Montana song or three in me
Okay.
before I'm moving on to something else.
Yeah.
I don't got much time, room or time for French. Like I know.
Yeah, I was never really Prince is just one of those guys, like if I'm in the club or wherever and I hear one of his songs, I'll be like, yeah, it's cool. I'm fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I never like, oh, I got to have the new French Montana, or I'm downloading the mixtape, so I got to hear the new album. I've never,
Absolutely not.
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely
like,
not. For what?
yeah, I just like I ain't gonna lie. So I can't even remember the name of it, but the last project he came out with, I don't know if it was it earlier this year or late last year. That is, and once again, I'm not a fan like that, but that was some of the best stuff I've heard from it. It was some pretty good stuff on there. I give it to him. It was pretty cool. And then the Unforgettable, that song was like a mega hit. Like,
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
But
then
it's like my problem with French is that I I don't think I've heard one song. Excuse me. I don't think I've
bless
heard
you.
one song from him where he just kind of carries his own weight through the song.
Mm.
Like this nigga always got a feature somewhere, somehow. And I'm just like, nigga, what the hell?
Yeah, he's feature king.
I'm like, what you got? What you got? I know
Yeah,
what these other niggas got because I heard them on their own shit. You, nigga, what do you got?
right,
French.
right.
This nigga he get on there and sing the little hook, and then he'll give you 2 bars and then hand it off to whoever the hell else for the rest of the 3 minutes and 20 seconds. What about you,
Uh,
French? And I'm so serious when I say that. I'm like, I don't think I've ever heard a song where it's just French by itself. I'm not saying that there ain't songs out there because I'm pretty sure there is, but I don't know
right.
and I wouldn't even know where to begin to look.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good
It's
point.
like I don't even think like how would I even look that up? French Montana songs by himself.
Yeah,
Would that even pull up the right shit if I googled that? Like I don't even, but
yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, he's definitely feature king. Yeah, but man, my list is too long to even go through. It's so much. J. Cole, Friday Night Lights. That's one of the ones on here. Meek Mill, that 2011 Dream Chasers. T.I., he had hella gangster grills. T.I. Can't, I mean, it's a given. Wayne, the dedications, and what was the
oh
other?
yeah, the dedications and the
The
droughts.
drought.
Drought 3 to be specific.
Yeah, drought
And
3.
then the other side of the droughts is the droughts are over, which he did multiple of those, which were fucking great. Those were all Carter, depending on which one you listening to, it was all Carter, all outtakes from the major Carters from like between 2 and 4,
Yeah,
which I'm like, damn. I'm like, so he cut all this off the album, and the albums was still, still fire. That's just crazy.
yeah, man. Wayne is he's like I say, a legend, a beast. Wayne, he had a hell of a run. That dude was unstoppable, rapping his ass off. Like,
Yeah, you just
oh my
couldn't
goodness.
do nothing. You couldn't do nothing about it, but just wait for it to be over. And you
Yeah.
waited. You was waiting a long ass time too. That was crazy.
He I mean, at one point in time, that dude like controlled the radio. Like you would literally
Yeah,
hear 5, 6 songs and he on all of them. Like,
yeah. Features on other people. I remember from '07 to '08, you had to have Wayne on your songs to have a hit.
yeah,
Wayne and T Pain to have a hit. You had to have both of them on there.
yeah.
It was like guaranteed. It was niggas I don't even know. I ain't even heard from them no more. But they had that one song with Wayne and T Pain, and it was number 1 for like 2 weeks, and then them niggas disappeared. But they had their little 2 weeks though.
Yeah.
So
Uh and your boy Crit
great.
2011 Return of Forever.
Forever.
Man, when I first heard that,
Yeah. That was a spiritual experience. That whole
it was for real.
yeah. That was yeah. It was that was yeah, I was just I don't know why I felt that. I felt that mixtape so much. It was so great. I don't know, and that's why I say that wasn't a mixtape. That was an album. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
this isn't. I'm like, that's why I remember listening. So I'm like, this ain't a mixtape. This is not the quality of a mixtape. This is higher quality than that. That I felt like calling it a mixtape was calling it was doing it a disservice. That's how I felt. And but
yeah,
I really meant that. I'm like, I'm not calling this a mixtape. It's not that. It's an album
yeah,
that's he just put on mixtape sites because that's for free.
right. Yeah, man. And that's the whole thing behind why we even decided to talk about this because like besides the mixtape being uh a vehicle, a outlet for the artist to, promote himself, use other beats and all that stuff. Besides just using the copywritten beats or the beats that are hits, it became so much bigger than that. It became like a state of mind. It became just another level of expression. Like artists was they would be promoting the mixtape harder than the album because they knew like, hey, I spazzed out. It wasn't no label nigga over my shoulder. It wasn't none of this. I just spazzed out. You're getting the best version of me. You're getting the unadulterated, uncut, free expression part of me. And they know that. And that's why they would promote it the way that they do. It was just,
It was a showcase.
man, I mean, just
It was a talent showcase.
I'm just looking at this list. It's
I'll throw some in there. Currency 2014. Drive through theater.
uh
That's
mm,
I think that's the best currency project I've ever heard he's ever done. That's the best thing he's ever done to date, in my opinion.
I gotta
Uh,
go back. I gotta go back to that like with currency, man,
I'll
that's a
never forget
hard
that fucking
statement to
mixtape.
beat.
I'll never forget. It's the most. It's the most outside of like Covert Coop and like some other shit. That's like his most memorable thing. Like I remember he got so much shit that I can remember various stuff throughout his timeline. But like that's one of the things where that project vividly sticks out to me. You
Mm,
know, where I can remember it. I remember where I was. I remember where I was in life. I remember what I was doing. All that other stuff. That was a good ass tape from him.
mm. Yeah, I would
Gotta
have to.
gotta mention currency when we talk about mixtapes. It's
Oh
impossible.
yeah, yeah. He's the king for real. Um, and then once again, to even drive our point home, Drake, at the end of the day, arguably the biggest artist in the world. It's so many people that all the music that he's put out is so many people that still say to this day that his So Far Gone mixtape is his best body of work.
Yeah,
And
I
pound for
don't.
pound, I kind of feel like that. Like it was just a feeling on that one.
Yeah, I don't not disagree with that.
Yeah.
He had two whole mixtapes before that, nigga. I was
See, I
like,
don't even know about that.
what?
I nope. You putting me on to some shit I don't know about. All I know,
Nigga.
my Drake starts with "So Far Gone." I don't know shit before that.
No. No. He had room for improvement and then he had comeback season. What the hell?
What the hell?
How do you not know this? The
I
two
don't.
whole original mixtapes, oh, come on, man. You
Really?
gotta,
See,
if
I now
anything,
you look.
if anything, y'all hear this shit?
He got me,
Y'all,
y'all. He got me on some shit. He put me. Hey,
man, listen.
I'm gonna look for that shit today. I
No,
don't
no.
know nothing
If
about that.
nothing else, you gotta. What just happened here?
Yeah, cause I think what it was with Drake initially, because I think you even made that comment before, because he was so much singing with the rap. I think at first it didn't really appeal to me or whatever. I didn't know if he was gonna work or whatever. I think you made some comment like that, like how niggas quote unquote let him in. You didn't know if he was gonna convert to the artist that he is now. And I think I kind of felt like that a little bit at the beginning, so I might have just overlooked it or whatever. But So Far Gone was like so damn undeniable. You got
No,
Bun B all on the shit. I couldn't, deny it. It was just dope.
you gotta listen. If nothing else, comeback season is that's the better one of the two. Still listen to room for improvement just to see where how far he came. But
Okay.
yeah, comeback season is kind of like you pretty much see he had Trey songs and everything on that. But
Really?
yeah,
Okay,
but
shit. He been rolling with Dre
you
for a minute.
you pretty much start to see So Far Gone kind of come together where he kind of get the concepts and his musical direction and everything he was gonna go on the comeback
Mm.
season. It was pretty much evident on that. But yeah,
So
you type that in, you can't miss it.
so damn. So what year is that? Cause shit, So Far Gone is 2009. When was shit?
Yeah, comeback season was it was either 2007 or 2008. Cause you ain't ever heard Drake "The City Is Mine."
No.
If you heard it, you would
Well,
probably
you
know.
know what? I ain't gonna, cause like you said, it's one of the ones. If I heard it, I probably have.
When we done with this show this evening, look that up.
Okay. Yeah, I am.
Just type in comeback season Drake. It'll pop up on some website and you listen to it. It's good. I liked it.
So between that and So Far Gone, which
So
one
Far
is?
Gone. Don't do that.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
So Far Gone. Don't do that. But still,
Okay,
there's just still
but it's
good
good.
project. It's a great project. That's like
Okay.
asking me. That's like asking me. Graduation or 808s and heartbeat. Don't ask me that
Right.
dumb ass shit.
Exactly. No, I would. No, I would not ask you that.
808 is a great album, but don't ask me
Right.
that dumb ass shit.
Graduation is. Oh my god.
Depending on but whatever. But yeah,
And
yeah,
and
Drake is
one
another one.
more. Now I definitely wasn't on this because So was you on that Migos mixtape, the YRN in 2013, Young Rich Niggas?
Yes,
Now see, that's when at this point I've come around, but boy, when
old
I
nigga,
first heard them,
old man.
I know I'm like, what
You
the fuck is
you
this
wouldn't do.
shit?
Yeah, I remember y'all when Migos first came out. He was he was old man yelling at clouds.
Ooh, man,
He was offended. He did not.
offended.
I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of offended when they first came out, just a little bit. 'Cause I was like, What are they doing?" But then
Yes,
I was like, oh, wait a second. And it kind of came in focus. I was like, oh, okay, that ain't bad. That's all right. I kind of like
yeah.
that. Not old man yelling at clouds over here. He was mad at them clouds, y'all. He was like, what the
I
hell
was
is
mad.
this?
I was like, I'm like, why are people liking this? Why do they like this Versace song? I'm like, why is Drake with
Great,
them? I'm
great.
like, they're trying to imitate Future. Oh, I was not having it. I'm like,
Not at
man,
all. No, not at all. They did. I was like, they not trying to imitate Future at all. I was like, these niggas is. I was like, I dig it. Okay, this is different. You know, is I was like, I don't know. They was coming with it. They was
yeah.
definitely coming with it. I don't know. They
And they just got they just to me they just gotten better through definitely as artists and lyrically they've gotten better through the years.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll definitely say that.
They just I mean, they got around people that, you know, kind of probably showed them you can clear it up a little, you can clean it up a little bit,
Right.
you know, probably sound a little bit better, enunciate, clear it up, you know,
Yeah.
and then probably just getting with more people that can, that understand them and can probably, put them with the right, the right people, make it sound the right way, put it together the right way.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, man, that's pretty much it, man. I mean, yeah, the mixtape, like all of y'all new rap fans, current rap fans, if you want to hear some of the best music from your favorite artists, especially if it's, I'm gonna say pretty much because the mixtape kind of played out or kind of declined in 2013, 14. Obviously anybody after that, artist wise, they're not gonna have no mixtape. They're not gonna, be in that. But any of your artists that came out between late 90s up to like 2010, if you want to hear some of their best music, listen to their mixtapes, find their mixtapes, go to Dat Piff, go to live mixtapes. Just like Dev was saying, they got a lot of this shit on the streaming services now. But yeah, find those mixtapes, and that's gonna be some of the best music from some of your favorite artists. So definitely. Yeah, yeah. So y'all hope y'all enjoyed the segment. We had to speak on the mixtape. It was just such a huge part of the culture. We had to speak on it, shine some light on it, express our love and how we miss it so much. But yeah, man, you have been watching Quest Convo as usual, where we talk the culture because we are the culture. I'm Drew SoulQuest.
And it's your boy Dev Devious.
Yep, and as usual, we appreciate the love, appreciate the support. Um, like I said, you can listen to the audio if you can't watch us. You can listen to us on Spotify, Quest Convo, the podcast. If you watching us on YouTube, Twitch, any of that, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share, hit that notification bell so you can get familiar and be informed every time we drop this knowledge on you. But peace and love, and we out of here.